Hey, folks. Hey, everybody. Were you all able to join before I got here?
No.
Oh, all right.
No, yeah, it left us in the waiting room.
I gotta fix that. Sorry, everybody.
Hey, guys.
I've clicked the allow participants to join before host button, I think 3 times. So I gotta read up, figure out what is wrong with this situation. So let me give like 1 more minute in case folks joined and then saw I wasn't here and couldn't join and hate me. I'll try to get them back. And I know all of you don't hate me because you're here.
You're fine.
I'll take it. All right, yeah, let's just get started. So we've got some cool stuff on the agenda. Just really, really quick, I want to recap what's going on with the community because we're awesome. This is like, the growth here has been amazing. So this was as of Monday. You can read the numbers there. A bunch of Slack members. I think the stars has gone up to like almost 500 now. I don't have the number in front of me, or do I? Yeah, we're at 494 now. So that's cool. Forks are great. Our contributors, this is the thing that I love the most. We've got, as of Monday at least, we're at 22 contributors. And like that number keeps going up by a few every week. And I love seeing that, especially because it shows me, and should show all of us, that we're so welcoming. We have kind of a advanced code base. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. But as a newcomer, I can tell you for sure that there's a lot of crazy stuff in our code base, like tracing is a very new concept, for example. But all of us, regardless of whether we're like a PR a day, 5 PRs a day, in your case, Marwan, or we're just like kind of sitting back, all of us have a huge part to play, and we're all playing it to help new folks get involved. So thank you to everybody. That's amazing. We're gonna, Brian was for real. We actually are gonna send stickers. And if he doesn't do it soon, then I will. One of us will, because you all are awesome. Last thing, first PRs, actually second last thing. So I don't know this person's name, but on GitHub, the person's who is KDVY had their first PR merged this week. But I know that we haven't done first PR kind of announcements ever till now. So raise your hand if you have gotten your first PR merged in the last 2 weeks. Awesome, congratulations. Last 3 weeks? Can't hear you, Marwan.
I was gonna say me. It feels like we just started.
I think, yeah, maybe 3 weeks. Raise your hand if you haven't had a PR merged yet. Okay. If you submit, is your name Andy? If you submit a PR, ping at least me in the Athens Slack, and I will review your PR like immediately. And if you want to submit a PR but you don't know what to submit, same thing. Ping me or someone in the channel, and I will help you. Mikhail is another person to ping. It will help you get started and get something merged for you. We'd love to see you join us as a contributor. Oh, and then last thing, I thought this was cool. We've got contributors from 4 continents now. We are missing Australia and South America, I believe, and Antarctica. So if you know any developers from any of those 3 continents, send them our way. Let's get them involved. Carolyn, you have a HY and. I think that means you want to say something.
Yeah. I'm trying to raise my hand, sorry. I was curious what our process is for getting the ability to be able to review it and merge pull requests? Like if I want to communicate to other people how they can become contributors and then help be maintainers, what should I be telling people and how do I get there myself?
So we don't have a good process yet. That's really good that you brought that up. So the only thing that I know we can say for sure is that anybody can submit reviews. In order to click the green button, we don't have a good process for that yet. So can you submit an issue for that? And then we can start this discussion publicly in
Yeah, I'll do that.
Medium. Yeah, that's really good you brought that up because I haven't thought about that yet. I'm not sure if anybody else had.
Well, see, Aaron, what's going to happen is at GopherCon, I'm going to tell like 100 people that they should be working on this with us, and I want to give them a path to citizenship.
Cool. We so we have a contribution guidelines doc. So whatever we decide, we'll add to that. And also, next time we do at the bottom of this, but I'm going to keep this at the bottom. At some point, we should discuss our PR review requirements as well, because that kind of ties into this. Anyway, submit that, Carolyn. We'll talk about it in a public, persistent place, GitHub. Real quick, Athens Twitter account. I have to make one. I think we all decided.
I think we have a question in the chat.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, sorry. Before we move on, I thought we kind of had a discussion about reviews, and I saw a change on the way we're reviewing PRs where it mentions one member of the team has to accept something. Is that part of what you were asking about, Carolyn, or did I just miss something?
I was saying, how do you get to be that cool person? How can you do that? Yeah. Just so that as we tell people that we're an open project that accepts new contributors, they have a clear way without having to like know Aaron to become on equal footing with some of the other people here on this team.
Sounds good.
So are people cool with making that a goal before GopherCon? Okay. So let's, Carolyn, when you get that issue up, can you put a link to it in the Athens channel?
Oh yeah, I'm on it.
Okay. I'm assuming you'll have a link to it before this meeting is over. Knowing.
You're already here, man.
Okay. Okay. Last announcement from me. In the issue number 391 for the Twitter account, I think voting got us to, what is it? GoMods.io. We have 7 +1s for GoMods.io and no +1s for Athens app. So Twitter account wise, we're going with GoMods.io. Does anyone object to that? Going once? Okay. We shall now be called GoMods.io on Twitter. And that is the last announcement from me. Next topic on the agenda is open census. I think, Manu, you have some stuff, some questions here. Are you here, Manu? No. Okay. Does anybody else have comments about what we're doing with open census or questions? Okay.
I think just the recap of the big issue that Tyler opened up is that it should be good to go. And I know Manu was interested, and there are a couple of people also were interested. So I'm not sure if it was formally assigned to it, but that's probably the next step, is to kind of figure out whoever wants to work on it. We kind of have guidelines for what should be done as the first pass.
Okay. I took some notes there. I am going to bold that, and I'll coordinate that in the issue to make sure someone is ready to take it on. Next point, does anyone want to write docs? Mikhail, by the way, congratulations. You are now the docs master. Just kidding, but thank you for writing all those docs. Carolyn, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I would like to help with that. I've got a time carved out tomorrow where I could start filling out what you've put in so far.
Cool. Okay. And then Manu says he would love to update docs for getting set up, getting the proxy like set up and actually being able to use it end to end. And that is something we don't have good docs for. So Carolyn, if you can help him, I would love that. I think we all would love to have docs up to show how to run this thing in the wild, probably before GopherCon, because we've got lightning talks and community day. We're going to have Athens stuff going on too.
Yeah, that was like first on my list of things that I'd like to get put in there. So
thank you so much. Cool. Okay, the last kind of like logistical thing is PR review requirements. We've got some stuff, and then I think we'll discuss some stuff in the issue that you submitted, or will submit, Carolyn. So are people cool with going and talking about your 2 issues, Marwan? Does anyone have want to talk about PR review stuff now?
Actually, I have a suggestion. Sometimes right now, like you said, one member of the team is good enough to merge a PR. But sometimes if I'm like reviewing a PR, I might think I'm not good enough to say it's good, but I was just reviewing it. So I can still assign it to another member on the team, or just say I'd like someone else on the team to look at it. So that is just a suggestion of mine if people feel like doing it, where one is minimum if you're confident to review it and just merge it yourself. But if you're not, you could always like assign it to somebody else, or just say, I'd like one more person to review it.
Okay.
With people, just because sometimes I don't feel very confident. Like I just saw something, I'm like, it looks good to me, but it'd be better if like someone more knowledgeable of that area could take a look.
I do that. I do that too a lot. I also do that in the case where like it looks okay to me, but I saw other people commented on it. So I don't think I really know what to do in that case, because usually I like press approve. I'm like, okay, cool. But by the way, don't merge it yet until other people say cool. So
Maybe you should,
I don't know.
sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just write the comments to it and don't approve it.
Okay.
And
yeah,
maybe
that's
mention somebody else.
I've done it 2 different ways. One is you leave a comment that says, looks good to me, but I'm going to need someone else to approve it. And you leave a review that's just a comment. You don't do the green check mark. And then like Kubernetes does LGTM and approve, and it's safe to use LGTM, and it won't actually cause it to go through until someone who is more experienced with it does the approve. That's kind of heavy-handed though, so I like just leaving a comment.
Okay. Another one we've discussed that I think could at least help here is Chad, you brought up the code owners file I think it was last meeting, maybe 2 ago. Do we think that we can start trying that now? Because I'm just curious how it would work for us.
I think we could try it. We can, if people want to stake out their areas, then I think that would be a good place to start showing who owns each part. But I don't think it's something we need to sit down and assign every part to somebody already.
Okay. So the big reason I ask this is because if we had code owners, then people could go in and say, looks good to me, but we would have a defined like list of people who we could actually say like, hey, GitHub, make the thing green if 1 or X number of the code owners who like, they've been like, we know these people understand stuff and they're good enough to say LGTM for like that specific package. So that would, in a way, that would like solve the thing you brought up, Marwan. But I'm not sure, like, how do people feel? Too heavy-handed? Fine? Don't see the point? What do people think?
We could try it. I mean, so far the project and the maintainers is not like a huge number that is an absolute necessity, but it doesn't hurt to try. We can always remove it if it gets clunky.
Okay. Mikhail, I know you have opinions on this. What do you think?
No, I think it's all right.
Okay. Were you just biking?
Yeah, I just arrived, so yeah.
Nice. Nice. I saw your bike, what is that called? Jacket?
Dress. I don't know.
Bike,
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, let's try this then. I will write a doc for we talked about having a doc that's like the basics of how to do PR reviews. I'll put in there, we enforce at least one. And then I'll also write, if you're not sure, put a comment in, but don't approve it. And then I will also submit a PR for adding the code owners file. And I'll make it super general, but we can go through and discuss like, hey, is this too general? Are there people we should add in certain places? So on and so forth. So 2 different PRs, we can merge them independently of one another. Is that
How does it work, this code owners, on a package level or on a repo level?
Let me share. Is it cool if I share my screen?
Yep.
So I can walk through docs, code owners. So this is anyone can look at these docs, obviously. But it's just this, it's, any file that ends with JS, you can reference a team or individuals. I didn't know this. You can reference email addresses too. So that's cool. This is what it would look like. And then if you go into settings, branches, this is where, it says you need X number of reviews, but if you require a review from code owners, then a code owner for each file that is touched in that PR has to review. So it's like if we have a code owner for all of storage and then a different code owner for all of routes, like CMD/proxy/actions, then both of those code owners need to sign off on the PR. One of both of those needs to sign off on the PR. So it's sometimes it can be heavy-handed, but usually that happens if the code owner's file is super specific, and it's like, oh well, this one file, only this person can touch, and this other file is only this other person can touch. So I feel like it would be good to keep the code owner's file general for now, and we can go from there and test it out. Did I answer, Mikhail?
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Caroline?
Cool.
Hey, Aaron, since you have admin rights on the Athens repo, can you link to our docs at the top of the repo in that special little URL field?
Yes. I need to take notes on what I need to do now. Docs on PR reviews, code owners, file PR, and link to your docs on top of README. All right. I'm taking all the to-dos, everybody. What else you got? What else you want me to do?
I'm happy to submit a PR for the README. I just meant someone who's an admin could put it at the very top of the repo, next to the description of the repository.
Oh yeah, I'll totally do that. That's
okay. Cool. Yeah.
Just a PR for the README. I'm happy to do that. Super quick. Is that what you mean?
No, up the top description.
Yeah.
Oh, up there. Okay, I will do that. Yes.
Yeah, I was saying I was happy to submit a PR, but I can't fix that part at the top of the repo. So
I see. Okay. Yeah, I will do that right after this. Okay. Any other comments, thoughts on PR reviews and other administrative things before we move on? Okay. All right, Marwan, you are up. Take it away.
There's not much to do. I just put it there to harass Aaron so that he gives me answers.
Okay.
First issue is, should the proxy store Olympus modules or just redirect? And that is just for MVP, because I feel like we've already answered this a few times where we do want to duplicate modules between Olympus and the proxy for a number of reasons. We can go over that if you have questions. I'm happy to answer them as many times until we write docs. But for now, for the MVP, there's a very quick solution. And I wonder, the question is, should we do it or should we just go with the long-term solution right away? Which is, should we just redirect if a module is not private, right? If a module is not part of the filter and the proxy, do we just go to the registry and that's it? And so the performance is the same pretty much because, you know, you go to the registry has the cache. From the user's perspective, the performance should not be affected unless you have those reasons you want to cache things at the proxy level. You'll still cache all the private modules, obviously, because they cannot be in the registry. And you could probably still cache things where you put the filter explicitly. So it doesn't have to be, like you can say like everything like GitHub/Athens can be cached at the proxy level, even if it's public. So you'll still have the ability to do that. But saying like everything should be duplicated, whether it's in the filter or not, is more of an effort. And I wonder if we should avoid it. And I sound like I'm leaning towards avoiding it, but I'm not really. Like, it's either way is fine.
We have an issue. It's called enable, disable communication with Olympus, I think. And what it basically says, it enables or disables communication with Olympus. And if it is disabled, I think we can ping VCS directly and store it in a proxy that way.
Can you link me to that issue?
Yeah, I will look it up.
Cool, thank you. But are you saying that, is that issue something already being worked on, or is that just sort of a conflict?
No, it is a to-do.
I thought Federico was I think he was gonna look at that, maybe.
I think Federico's doing the module redirect, and he's doing the quick MVP thing right away, but there are two issues. The issue that I posted kind of links the two issues that need that answer. They're kind of closely connected, because one is about doing the redirects and one is about doing the filter. They're kind of the same. So I believe Rohan actually took a pause on one of them because they're easily overlapping.
Okay.
So Federico, I believe, is doing the filtering part, but we can catch up on that. But if that is true, then if everybody's okay with that, I don't know if I got an answer yet, but if people are okay with that, with the MVP part, then that should be a quick fix.
So I want to make sure I understand. So the two options are, should we redirect and store in the background, or should we just redirect?
Sounds about right. I bet there are some other edge cases, but yeah, sure. That sounds correct.
Okay. So are you cool with having a vote in the issue?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, we've only done that voting thing for the Twitter issue, but I think it's worth a try for this one too. And I'll just write two comments, like vote here for one and vote here for the other.
Great.
Cool with you? All righty. I'm gonna make a note to do that.
It is issue 95 with someone posting.
95. I remember that. Yeah. Coolio. Okay, so yeah, for 416, Marwan, I guess we're gonna do a vote. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, that sounds great. So
Cool.
if no one has any questions, we can go to my last point, which is another me harassing Aaron.
Hey man, harass all of us. I don't know. I know barely anything.
No, it's basically just, it's a good opportunity to like talk about things I don't understand, so that I don't have to struggle reading English. So basically, I've seen a few issues, including the one I posted, where we're talking about two things. We're talking about the Go proxy telling the client to do a redirect, but giving it a meta tag. So the proxy actually responding with HTML. And then the other one is the whole kind of related, that's how the CDN would work. So the proxy would redirect Go to the CDN through a meta tag. My main question is, why do we have to do it an HTML meta tag? Why can't we just do a regular HTTP redirect?
I can give context, what was in my head when I wrote the issue. That might help. This is not the answer. I don't know the answer. But what was in my head, at least, was in the original Vigo blog article series, the article called Vigo-modules. I'll find the link for that in a second. He has an example where he does a go get like swtch.com/my module. And when Go went to grab that, he showed the result of like curl that URL $go-get equals 1. And that's what the go get would go hit. And that return HTML with that meta tag redirect, similar to what gopackage.in did to redirect to GitHub. But this one did like a mod redirect and redirected to Google Cloud Storage. And then GoGet would go through the whole download protocol, but the .info, .mod, .zip, and the /list would all be stored in the CDN.
Right.
So in my mind, when I made that issue, I was thinking, oh, hey, I mean, it'd be cool if we could somehow redirect GoGet once and then make GoGet just do all the download protocol on the CDN so we don't have to deal with it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. I remember reading that early on, and so I guess I have two comments about that. One is the way the reason for that vanity meta tag for the module is if you actually want to have a special import path. So I see that being a use case if we ever have an athens.com/user/package, right? Then we could do a vanity redirect, because otherwise we don't necessarily need a reason to have the HTML meta tag, since they're already talking directly to the proxy. A regular HTTP redirect works, and more so, right now the CLI doesn't work with vanity import meta tags if it's talking to the proxy. So
I see.
you set the proxy to, if you set the Go proxy environment variable to some link, it'll talk directly to it for info, zip, and mod. And so giving it HTML will very much confuse it, and it will not work. That obviously can change, but as of now, I don't see a reason for it, especially that we can do a more HTTP redirect as opposed to some special Go redirect. That's one. Two, I could see a reason if we hit the registry directly. So if Go turns on Athens.com just by default, then a redirect should still work. So instead of two redirects saying like go to proxy, go to registry, then go to CDN, it would just say go to registry, go to CDN. I don't think that's a big price cost, but at the end of the day, if the registry is on by default, all these modules will have to have an Athens.com vanity import path. So that's kind of a really big thing, right? That's sort of maybe version 3 million.
So I have a question about that last part. So you mentioned this scenario where I think you were mentioning a scenario where, like, what if the registry URL, the global proxy URL, was kind of baked in to the GoGet? Am I getting that right?
Again?
Were you saying that what if there was a world where the global registry URL was baked into GoGet?
If the Go proxy was turned on by default, basically, yeah. So if it talks to, and then people will probably set it to their private proxy anyway. So these two things are just going to save you one redirect, which is really not an issue.
Yeah.
Whether you have 2, 3, or 4, I think the difference is going to be in like few milliseconds, which is not a big deal compared to, the entire build, which takes a few seconds anyway.
Yeah. So I could imagine a world where if Go proxy is set, no matter what it's set to, then GoGet goes to that URL and executes the download protocol on that URL, no matter what happens. But at the same time, you piqued my interest, especially when you said, like, if that URL is baked in, because I could imagine if someone did a GoGet github.com/gomod/Athens, let's say, at V1, the GoGet tool at some point down the line, maybe it could automatically go to the global registry and do a Athens.com/github/gomod/Athens $GoGet = 1, and that could be how the global registry does those redirects.
But I guess my question, why would it need to do GoGet = 1? If it just talks to Athens directly, it will just say Athens.com/github/gomod/Athens.info. You don't need to go that extra step to parse, because what you're saying is that if you think about it this way, it'll say, it will go through that with GoGet 1, it will parse the HTML, and it will find the CDN there.
Yeah.
Right? If it doesn't do GoGet = 1, it will get a 301 return with the link immediately. So
I see.
Basically the same thing, except we're skipping the whole weird HTML parsing thing.
Okay, so if it did like whatever, Athens.com/github/blah/blah/list, then or /in/whatever.info/whatever, those could all be 301s is what's in your mind? Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Instead of responding with HTML, with the redirect inside that HTML, making the CLI do something that it's not doing right now, we can just use a good old redirect, which currently works with the command go.
Okay. Okay. If we do it that way, I will. I'll make sure that there's in the spec, it's published that 301s work, because I know they do by default. But yeah, I want to make sure it's published in the spec. Yeah, that was all I had to say. Okay. What other folks think? 301 or this? Do people know what I'm talking about when we say the meta tag redirect?
Yeah. So I looked at that too, and I think the 301s are they seem to be a much cleaner sort of approach to it. And the GoGet tool supports that right now, right out of the box. So I think that does make sense, unless there's a specific reason we want to go with the meta tag. Like for example, the spec doesn't support it for some reason in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So the only reason, just to be clear, the only reason I see the meta tag potentially being helpful in the very, very far future, if we actually start to introduce Athens import paths.
That's what you meant by vanity?
Yeah, so that's if we actually start offering people to publish things to as an Athens import path. So instead of github.com/gomod/Athens, it will be athens.com/gomod/Athens or athens.com/YAML or whatever, right? Maybe then supporting HTML tags thingies would make sense, right? Because we would have, Go would have to find a way to resolve that. And we could give them the CDN. But that's like kind of crazy in the future, I assume.
I mean, at the very, 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 very beginning of this project, we were like, oh, it'd be so cool if we could do that. And we registered like 25 domains, like gomods.io, gopackages.io, I don't remember. Carolyn, you registered a bunch too, I think. Is that, yeah. So we were thinking about like, what if we could do that? So timeline wise, yeah, I don't know, but it's on more than one of our minds for sure, including yours, Marlon. So, okay, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Same vote. I'm going to do the same voting thing on that issue, and I'm just going to present the two options. One is like figure out a way to do meta tag redirects for VCS URLs, VCS package names, and the other one is like just stick with 301s and make those published in the spec.
Yeah, keeping in mind meta tags does not work with command go, and we would need to update the Go repository itself.
Yeah, and we would need to change the behavior of Go proxy somehow and all that good stuff. Need to write that down as a note real quick. Two votes in that. Either support go get equals 1 or make 301 standard in spec. Cool. Alrighty. Other things folks want to talk about? Comments? Oh, there was one. I did a live stream, or not a live stream. I recorded myself stumbling through a bunch of code yesterday and put it onto the Athens YouTube channel. And if other folks either want to do that on their own or they want to pair, if you want to pair, I'm always up for that. Or if you don't want to pair with me, that's cool. Just put it in the Athens channel and tell me that you don't want me to pair with you. That's fine for real. But whatever happens, if you end up with a recording, send it over to me and I'll upload it to the same playlist on the Athens YouTube channel. It's fun if you're in a, recording your pairing, but also to me, more importantly, it helps people like get involved with our community, which is awesome. We get more people involved, then this thing goes faster and we get a better product. So think about it. It's always fun to do. And also, you can't do a worse job than I did. So it's like literally impossible. So yeah.
Now I want to go see it.
You're just helping people with their imposter syndrome, Aaron.
Always, yeah. I'll post the link again. It's somewhere out there on YouTube. You can have a good laugh, Marwan. I think that was everything. That's everything on the agenda. So yeah, last call. Otherwise, we have 17 minutes left where you all have to sit here in silence. Just kidding. There it is. Yeah, Mikhail posted it. Okay, well, if that's everything, then we can all go back and see each other next week. Cool. See you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.